Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. This is a Tell the Truth Wednesday. I'm your host, Mike Barra, in sunny, warm, perfect, absolutely 80 degrees in perfect Las Vegas, Nevada. 80 degrees in the day and about 65 at night. It's been absolutely perfect. Can't ask for a better bunch of weather here, which is one of the reasons why I moved. Great to be here, joined as I always am on a Tell the Truth Wednesday by the lady who tells us the truth, the lovely lady with the lustrous hair from Hayden, Idaho, Jen Falah-Doring. Jennifer, how are you doing? How was your Tuesday?
Great. It was very busy. It's rainy and gray and cold here now. We did have a nice sunny streak there, but we're waiting for some more. But
yeah, it's not like that here. I'm thinking I might just go to the pool or something a little later. Have one of those little drinks with an umbrella in it.
Whatever. Talk to me when it's 130 out there, and that's not.
Yeah, like that's true. There will be those times when it's a little warm in the summertime. A little warmer than we want it in the summertime. Well, anyway, guys, welcome to the show. For those of you who missed it last night, I did have a little bit of an epic rant on male-female relationships, especially over 40. And it's, I don't know if it's gone viral, but it certainly has been resulting in a lot of comments today. So you might want to check that out on Toxically Masculine Tuesday, because we talked about Harrison Butker, the Kansas City Chiefs kicker, who had the audacity to say, you know, ladies, staying at home and being a mom can be just as satisfying as having a job and a career and a lot of money. So that apparently is wrong think in 2024, but that's what set it off. Nice to have you guys here. Okay, news-wise, Jen, we have Jen for about an hour tonight. Today, she has to be out of here at 11. So we're going to get to questions as quickly as possible. News updates. I don't have much. The person I call the bondholder has basically said only I'm waiting. And he had previously said he was told Friday would be the day that he would have liquid funds to spend. Today is supposed to be the day he sees the funds in his account. Friday is supposed to be the day he has liquid money to spend. Okay. And so that's what we're waiting for on that stuff. The broker, like I said, chimed in last Sunday or Monday and said, this is our week. And he never says anything like that. So those things are where I'm standing from my news perspective, the outside looking in. Jen, I don't know if you have any thoughts over coffee or quickie updates to Monday's Jen Tell or Not, which basically said the same thing everybody else is saying, which is, looks like this is a really good week to do an RV.
It is a really good week. And yesterday I did a show on Jennifer Falah-Doring on YouTube called Synchronicities. And I told a story about how I came to a personal clue for my life path, and it was really interesting how it led there. If you want to go watch that whole explanation, it's over there now. But long story short, I kept hearing the word Peggy on the TV, people named Peggy scheduling, and it went on so long that I was like, what is with this Peggy? And like the first time I heard it, I'm like, maybe I should gematria that. And then I'm like, no, that's stupid. You're not going to get your spiritual answer from the gematria.
Always gematria it. Yeah, always do.
And I did. And you know what I got?
XRP. Comex. You got what? Comex? The Comex is the commodities. Comex is the commodities exchange, Jen. That, you know what that is? Gold and silver. That's the gold.
It is. Standard. And then so I told everybody yesterday, excuse me, it's coming. And really fast. And that keep an eye out because in the next couple days, a lot's going to happen. And what happened this morning? What are we starting to see this morning? Let's take a look, shall we?
Well, and while you're talking about synchronicities, I was just sitting there having a chit chat with one of my buddies, one of my best friends, who, by the way, is ex Special Forces, ex Chief of Police, ex second head of security at Los Alamos National Laboratory. And if you ever take a swing at me, he'll probably shoot you. We were just chatting back and forth casually, and I said, "Hey, do you still have your dinar?" Because he's got Iraqi dinar, and he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Make sure you know where it is. There's supposed to be some shit happening this week." And he said, "Okay." And I looked up right when I got done typing that, and you can see it right there. It was exactly 11:11 when I was inspired to have that conversation with him out of nowhere. So I take that as synchronicity is almost something you could say, well, you can dismiss it because it's just a coincidence but it's not synchronicity. It's a signal. It's a message. It's, hey, you're on the right track here. So that's encouraging.
Yeah. That's what I said in my show yesterday. Yeah.
I watched it. I know.
So it's basically when these things happen and they seem so random, right. You could dismiss it, but this, for some reason, this just kept, I know that when something keeps popping up like that to pay attention, like, all right, what's going on? What's that about? So I ended up putting it in the gematria calculator later, and Peggy equals 60. And then I scroll down and stop me in my tracks, Comex, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
And so I felt like something and that they were not. And then the Gentel on Monday said it's not just, or it's not the Forex that they're watching to pull the trigger on this thing.
Right.
It's something else. Mm-hmm. Then I get Comex the next day. And then today I said it's coming, and it's coming in fast. And we're talking about silver. And then today we see posts about the U.S. cannot control the price of silver and gold anymore. The fiat dollar is dead, and other countries are not using it anymore, and on, and talking about all these different posts about gold and silver and how they're rising, and they can't keep pulling it back down. And so I'm like, So right now we're just sitting here. We're watching what's going on with that. We're waiting for them to pull the trigger, and that's where we're at.
Silver has jumped up. At least it had the other day. It was up over 30, which is a rarity for them. The greed index is at 68. We're in agreed phase on cryptocurrencies. XRP has jumped to 53 cents, which is a fairly significant jump. And so something seems to be boiling up under the surface. Wait and see how it plays out, and we hope that it plays out really well for us over the next 2 weeks. 341 right now, 3149 right now, says Ron Davidoff.
Ron's still got a jerk in the chat somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody.
It's on YouTube. It's probably on YouTube, so you'll have to do it from there.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, we're not going to concern ourselves with that. And people can be jerks as much as they want because we're here, you're there. And
I need like a trap door sound effect. That'd be cool. Just saying. I'm going to put that in the suggestion box.
Or how about I wish we could transmit smells over the internet, because the smell I would transmit would be the smell of that guy who burned himself live in front of the Trump trial. That would be good.
A little extreme.
A little extreme with that. Well, I'm in an extreme mood. If you I'm in an extreme mood. All right, so we're going to jump quickly just to questions and answers. We didn't get that many in on Monday. We only have about another 40 minutes here with Jen. Thank you, Bob. Robert Charles M. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And thank you, Ron Davidoff.
My boys.
Anyway, we love Ron. So we'll get right to questions. So remember, these videos get taken down off of Mike Barra 3 and Mike Barra 333 almost as soon as we complete the live stream in order to avoid the YouTube censorship. For some strange reason, Mike Barra 2 remains up no matter what I say. It stays up, but it eventually will get taken down. So if you're a Mike Barra 2 subscriber, get over to one of the other YouTube channels or better yet, even better, what I would advise you to do is actually to get over to Rumble and subscribe to Real News Live on Rumble. That way, you're always going to get all the shows. You're going to see them live, and they're going to be conglomerated is not the word. Collated is the C word. Anyway, they're going to be gathered over at mikebara.blogspot.com, where you can see all of the recent shows. Last night's show, a classic Toxically Masculine Tuesday with me and Blake and Brooks, some of my UFO videos and stuff, presentations I've done at different conferences over the years, pick up my books that I've got advertised on there, interviews I've done with other people in the UFO community, and all kinds of cool stuff over at mikebara.blogspot.com. You know, Jen, I've got to set up a tab for the Seahawks channel. I have now too, because I'm still doing some of that stuff. So anyway, mikebara.blogspot.com, or go straight to Rumble. And if you head on over to Rumble, guess what you can do? You can subscribe. In the lower right-hand corner, there's a little subscribe button, which allows you to contribute to the show for a mere, Jen, $5 a month. $5 a month.
$1.
Which is the best way to help. Apparently, somebody's Uber Eats is here. Is the best way to help the show. By the way, Barkley went to the vet yesterday, and he has a callus on his little elbow. And it's not a big deal. Probably has to do with the fact that he's now spending more time laying on hard floors as opposed to carpeting. But he's fine. He is, however, a chunker, Jen. He weighs 36 pounds. Litty bitty.
Yeah.
36 pounds. He needs to weigh about 28. And the fact is, that dog is never going to get put on a diet. He gets so many treats. His little sweet, innocent little face always happens. Anyway.
I feel for you, Barkley.
mikebara.blogspot.com, and get on over to Rumble and subscribe for $5 a month. It's the best way to help the show, and it's the only way we really ask for contributions or donations. But do not forget, you can give more than that. There's a thing called a Rumble Rant, where we do, and Rumble gives us a higher percentage of the revenue than YouTube would anyway. So get on over to Rumble and subscribe over there. Also, please do not forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at thecbdgurus.com, where you can pick up all kinds of CBD and THC based products for your health. There's pet oil, pet treats, all kinds of cool stuff. I talked to a lady yesterday walking Barkley that had she had a very high strung doggy that was too aggressive, and she said, "Do they have anything that would calm my pet down?" And I said, "I think so. I think they do. I think you should just call them up." But slide onto the wholesale tab, go to the Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, and pick up this week's specials. A lot of them are coming with an extra 10,000 dong or 100,000 dong or 10 million bolivar. Lots of cool stuff added to those special products. Some of the Delta 8 gummy sample packs are only $5. But anyway,
what's the difference between the Delta 8 and the Delta 9?
The Delta 9 is more intense.
Okay.
It'll get you stoned.
I was just shopping over there today for the dog, and I'm thinking maybe I should pick some of those up, for these.
Yeah, I've actually taken a Delta 8, but I ate a full one.
I remember.
You remember I was so stoned.
And I totally told Dave I'll give you $50 if you get him on live right now, and he didn't do it.
Oh my God, I was so stoned. It was crazy. And the X-Freeze roll-on. This is fantastic stuff. I've used this one. This is absolutely fantastic for pain relief in a localized area. That and Jen's magnesium oil, which is a great recommendation also as well. So get on over to the CBD Gurus. Also, please do not forget to slide on over to MikeBaraPets.com, where you can pick up really cool mushroom-based health supplements for your kitties and your doggies. If they have arthritic back legs, if they have kidney issues, health issues, heart issues, there's all kinds of products over here at MikeBaraPets.com based on the Coriolis versicolor mushrooms, some shed deer antler powder, basic natural ingredients. Really, really amazing stuff. Click on the Shop Now button, and you can go directly to all of the products for your doggies, for your kitties, for your horsies, and for your humans, for yourself as well. There's really cool products. They're working now with the CBD Gurus to come up with combined products that mix the medicines together. I give Barkley the Mojos and the Mush Puppies, and like I've said many times, he's like a 2-year-old pup instead of a boy who just turned 11 years old. just last week. So get on over there to Mike Barrett Pets. They have sample packs. They have great capsules and products for people. And I do know at least one person, Diana, over there at Mike Barrett Pets. It's mikebarrettpets@gmail.com. She'll answer your email. Certified pet nutritionist. She cured herself of a very serious disease simply using these products. And she's not lying. She's telling you the truth. So that's why I wanted to get involved. Awesome people, awesome stuff. MikeBarrettPets.com. Jen, why don't you tell us what is going on over at JenniferFallaw.com today?
Okay, well, the best deal I have right at JenniferFallaw.com right now. That is a love button right there. That is a donation button. People ask me, well, do you have somewhere where I don't have to purchase everything separately? I can combine it, put it there. Yes, I do. It's called the love button. It's right there. You can enter the amount. You can also send me tips or whatever. That's where it is. It will take a card, okay, outside of PayPal. Psychic development and interdimensional meditation classes. These are all my classes as of now. Recorded videos that you will own, and you can go at your own pace. It take you all the way from psychic development, what it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, all the way up to interdimensional travel, which is the projection of consciousness. Remote viewing, but remote viewing is actually they follow a very scientific method. It's very specific. This is not just go. Everything is God-centered, and it's really just increasing your own intuition and giving you tools to receive your own guidance, receive your own healing, and to go and visit with your loved ones and go to heaven and visit with them. Okay? You can get those classes now. They will not be offered for much longer. I don't want too many out there, but they are more than half price off. You get them. I send them to you via email. You download. We're done. Nothing to sign. Nothing to sign up for. Nothing to subscribe to. That's it. I also have readings, half hours, hours, and healings. The DNA correction. This is our super duper big healing and everything healing. That's my effort to cleanse away the harmful deposits in the body from vaccines, toxins, chemicals, and our environment.
Dr. Pepper.
Weight loss healing. It's kind of like hypnosis. Healing on the things in the body that would contribute to keeping weight on and telling your soul not to keep weight on. And so that's a good thing if you're trying to slim down for summer, which we all probably are. Susie Gretz is also on my website. She does things that I do not do. She's the one I send people to for mediumship, missing persons, items, pets, things like that. She's amazing. Marcy Howell is also there. These are my two right-hand girls. They are amazing, and I wouldn't put them on my website if they weren't. I don't put my seal of approval on hardly anyone. Marcy is doing house cleanses and personal cleanses. If you feel like you got bad guys, she'll get rid of them.
Cool.
Go to JenniferFallaw.com today.
All right, then. That is what is happening over at JenniferFallaw.com. Okay, we're going to start over on the Rumble side of things for questions for Jen. It's very important you give us your real first name and the first name of the person or pet you are speaking with. That's also very important. So please, by all means, make sure you include that. We're going to slide over to Rumble first, Jen, and get the questions over there from all the people with the little red castles that have a $5 a month subscription. So let's start with that. Okay. Magnum Mike says happy Wednesday. Always listened by this podcast, but okay. Nadine Forrest, happy Memorial Day weekend. Yep, that's coming up. Today's date 5/22/2024 adds up to 17. Well, that's great.
Cool.
First, Jim would like to know if we're going to the moon soon.
No.
R.M. McBride, love my rant from last night, Mike. Your honesty is always appreciated. I'm just trying to tell you that feminism lied to you, ladies. Hi, Jen. Carissa here, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Do you see my family going on a cruise in December or sometime in the near future?
It really looks more like a February or something like that. I think December's a little soon. for some reason.
And Forrest, I think that's Nancy. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Jen, do you see my husband Thomas getting better? That was interesting.
Somewhat, but they need to adjust. The doctor needs to adjust the plan. All right. So if they're prescribing something to help him, it's a bit off. So go in and discuss your concerns and see if there's something else that you can do. That's just what I'm getting, is that yes, but there's something more that they could be doing.
Jen, a book just fell off the shelf behind me for absolutely no reason.
Shut up. Go get it. What is it? Come on. We're talking about synchronicities lately. Go get it. I love that stuff. I don't see any bad guys, so.
This is a 1978 novel from my cousin Richard Stallman called An Overflowing Rain, which is about a Soviet military attack on the state of Israel and its failure and the end of the Russian Empire because of it. And
is he passed?
Richard is still with us.
Okay. It's not him then.
It's the only book that he ever wrote.
Why?
Uncle Bob, maybe.
Watch Israel. Watch Israel. That's the only thing I can get out of it.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Listen, this stuff happens.
Yeah.
I could tell you so many cool stories like that. I have one that's actually really cool. I could tell if we don't have more to do, but he wants me to do readings. And
there was one time, like a month or so after my brother's ex-wife had passed away. We were all sitting in his front room, and there was the TV was in front of us, and there was a mantle on the left with a bunch of stuff, including pictures of Roger. And on the TV, the wind went like that, and the camera swept right to left, and Roger's picture fell over with the wind. The wind from the TV blew the picture over physically in the real world. That was pretty cool. And these things happen, and people ignore them, and you shouldn't ignore them.
That's what's so interesting about this stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I mean, Roger was just telling us he's here. I'm hanging out.
Yeah, he's probably standing right there and just like, think, like.
Wow.
Knocked it off the wall. They do that, especially shortly after, within a couple months after they pass. They can easily, because their vibration is still acclimating to the other side, and so they, when they come to visit, it's easier for them to move things. And after a while, not so much. I remember at the beginning of my spiritual journey, and this is a cool story. I'm just going to tell it real quick, okay? So the beginning of my spiritual journey. Well, I don't know really when that started, but so how old was I? 25. And I started reading the Neil Donald Walsh Conversations with God series. And I wanted book 3. And I couldn't find it. And I had this long journey to get to work that day. And on the way, there was this long straight stretch through farmland until you get to the town. Okay. I had to go up this hill anyway. I never went to this shopping center, but I was driving, and I wasn't like communicating with the angels or anything right at that point. It was always just God, Jesus. And I was thinking to myself, I need to find that book. And all of a sudden I see a flash in my mind, like you would view a memory of the Vons or Safeway shopping center. And I see this little store in the strip mall, and it was a coffee shop, which we didn't have a whole lot of back then. So then I acted on it. And it was one of the first times that I really acted on something like that. And I'm like, well, I'm a little bit early. Maybe I'll stop in. Maybe I'll get a coffee or something. And it was just like I got out of the car and it didn't make any sense because it didn't say anything about selling books there. And I walk in, it's this coffee shop, but you go back to past the counter, and in the very back, there's like 3 bookcases with books. And I go over to there was a spiritual section. I went over to the spiritual section, and I'm like, I don't see anything. I'm like, well, you're tripping. Go to work. So I turn around and I look down in the cart to put things back. I look down and there's one hard copy, Neil Donald Walsh, Conversations with God, book 3, right there. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna purchase that and I'm gonna freak out later because that's totally freaky. Yeah. And I was like, but I remembered that. I remembered that it just popped into my head like a memory. It wasn't like some earth-shattering vision or some bellowing voice that said, go to the coffee shop. It was just this flash. And I went, huh, maybe I'll go check it out. And we dismiss these things every day. Usually when a book falls off a shelf, if you're really looking for something, if you really need something for like spiritual journey or your life, you can go into a bookstore if they have any left. And more than likely it will find its way to you. It will fall off the shelf. It will be right there on the counter when you're checking out. So, but usually when something falls off the shelf like that for everyone to see, you got a visitor.
Well, what I find significant about this is that the book is basically about the Russians starting World War III by striking Israel, which is pretty much right where we're at in world affairs right now. I find
that is
fascinating. Fascinating that was the book that fell off the shelf. Okay, Barb, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Thank you, Barb. I woke up at 4:30 a.m., not a usual time, and had the song in my head, Goodbye to You. Was this a message from Barb?
Yeah, you were talking to somebody.
Go back and try to remember who you were talking to. Best Rizma, Little Red Castle, $5 a month. Anyway, my sister and I met with an artist on Sunday, asked her to paint a picture for Mom of hands reaching out to each other through clouds across the stairway, same as your podcast image. Synchronicity. That's nice. Lucy XOXO is now a monthly supporter. I thought you were, Lucy. That's the other thing on Rumble. When you subscribe, make sure you set up a recurring payment on a monthly thing. That's helps a lot. Nadine, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Jen. Do I have a guide or angel, or did they just finally give up?
Well, they took off a while ago because you're a pain in the ass. No, of course you do. You haven't. Everybody does. Listen, we have a guide, and basically the guide is with you from birth to death. That would be your primary guide, and it's somebody that you said, hey, will you be my primary guide? And what their job is to make sure that you accomplish and stay on track on the soul plan that you came up for yourself.
Yeah.
And so they guide you along the way, and they know you better than anybody and love you better than anybody here on earth. So then you've got angels that come in that are assigned for your protection. But so you have both. Right now you got one guide, there's another one that comes in and out, and you've got 3 angels.
Cool. Scott, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, I had a Peggy situation Friday at a nephew's baseball game. Her niece, who I don't know, asked if I'd heard from Peggy.
That's trippy. You know what I think that is now, because I talked about it? It's kind of like the green truck thing. Like as soon as somebody, you wouldn't even have noticed if I hadn't have told the story. But for me, the first, when that was happening, it was just so out of place. It was like, why do I keep hearing this name?
Well, Comex. Sharon, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. I am going on a cruise this weekend. Is it going to go well? Is it a singles cruise, Sharon?
It goes well. Weather, but yeah, it goes well.
Patton JOA. I think this is Joanne, but she didn't give me her real first name. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Do you still see me leaving for Tahoe on Friday and checking in at Tahoe Beach and Ski? Joanne.
Yes.
Allie Barker, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, brand new subscriber. Thank you, Allie. It's great to have you with us. Wants to know, Jen, will I get out of this financial pinch soon? Things are really tough now. Yeah, they're tough for everybody, Allie.
Relief coming in about a week or so.
Relief coming in about a week. Good. Lucy XOXO. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Jen. My granddaughter Madison has a red patch that gets swollen at times under one of her eyes for a month now. Can you relate to a patch that itches or gets swollen, Jen? Do you know what the cause is? Thank you so much. Madison's itch, eye swollen.
It really does look like a dry patch of skin that she was scratching. But it does have something to do with an allergic reaction.
Okay. R.M. McBride, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says Delta 8 and Delta 9, one relaxes the mind and one relaxes the body, but I can't remember which one does what, so I take one of each. Okay. You're pretty
Who is that?
That's R.M. McBride. So, don't know the name.
Party at McBride.
Guys, I'm not good at remembering names, guys. Alice, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, my name is on the deed to my house with my ex-husband who just passed away. Do you see me having a problem with his kids, or will the house still go to me? That's a tough question. Alice.
There might be a problem.
Okay, so be prepared for that. Lisa, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Jen. I have seen my dream home. Do you see me living in that one or another one?
Another one. Similar.
Rosemary, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Jen, do you see any roadblocks in me and Mark's wedding in September? Excuse me.
Other than some person not liking the idea, it goes on, it happens. No.
All right. Steel Girl, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi guys, it's Laura. Will we get the acreage on the water that we've been looking at?
Yes.
Good for you. Oh, Allie Barker's real name is Karen. You get the same thing in about a month for Karen?
Well, what I saw was her standing there with another man in front of another individual and shaking hands. Probably not the exact scene, but
Good.
That's what I saw.
Good. Scott, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Will my finances get better not including the RV?
Yes, there are some options coming, and also some relief coming.
Dave, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, Dave here, do you see me selling my duplex this year or holding onto it a little longer?
You hold on to it a little longer, probably. Well, I think you might put it up around the end of the year. I think you might get rid of it like February, something like that. That's what it looks like.
Okay. Well, by the way, the two houses next to me are for sale. So if anybody wants to be my neighbor, contact Lenka Watercoat, my my real estate agent. My fetching.
I can imagine being you and Dave's neighbor.
I know. It'd be great. Lisa, what is my guide's name, please?
Lisa who?
Lisa's World. Just Lisa.
Francesca. Random? Yeah, it's Francesca.
That's cute. A little Lorraine here, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. After my daughter Peaches saw it, I watched the potty paper unroll right in front of me in the bathroom. I didn't feel any baddies. What was going on? Wow.
What?
The toilet paper unrolled right in front of her. Her daughter saw it, Peaches, and then she went in and she saw it happen. She didn't feel like there were any bad guys around.
That sounds like something a cat would do. Do you have a cat that passed?
Well, but apparently it was happening right in front of her. So, oh yeah, that's right. Maybe the kitty ghost was doing it. Okay.
I'm not seeing anything with that, so maybe it
Lucy, XOXO, Little Red Castle, $5 run subscriber. I have to keep adding my credit card and resubscribing. Who knows what's going on with Rumble? Not me. I don't do Rumbles. I don't do.
I wondered about that. When the payment comes in, it's less usually than it should be.
Yeah. Kathy, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, brand new one. Looking at a large piece of land for a family retreat. Will we get that?
It's going to be about a year and a half until you break ground on something and find just the right place. But yes, I do see that in the future.
Awesome. Super Dave, aka Pork Chop, $20 Rumble rant. Thank you, Dave.
Yay, we got one. Thank
you. A Rumble rant. We love you. And Scott says, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, I feel my brother Mark is my guardian. What do you think about that?
Well, there's a little bit of a misunderstanding. So, guardian, yes, coming in, watching over you, concerned about how your life is going, submitting on your behalf to send in help and angels or understanding to you, yes. But as far as your guide, no.
Rainbow 13 says, hey, Jen, crackers. We were just talking about our cat Eris, who used to do that, unrolling the paper thing all the time.
There it is.
You got it. Your kitty.
So when you talk about a pet or a loved one, it's almost like shooting off an energetic signal or cord, and it hits them, and they're like, and they think of you, and then they're there.
Yeah.
And so that's probably what you probably called him in, and he's just like, oh yeah. Mom is talking about me and the toilet paper. Oh, that's right. I do like toilet paper. And then went in there and that's probably how that happened.
Chris would like to know if his humanitarian project will be accepted as it is right now.
No, you need to tweak it.
Okay. Gretchen Gregg says,
they want to know more about funding. Okay, just a second. They want to know more about funding. You need to say, well, this is the objective. This is what we plan to do. This is how much I estimate it will cost in phases. So if you say, well, I think the first phase will cost this much, blah, 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 do that. And then, yeah, there's something about it that's not right.
Okay. Gretchen Gregg says, I'm unemployed and desperately looking for a job. Wondering if the RV happens before I secure a job. If not, what job is waiting for me?
Well, great way to ask me is, test anxiety immediately on that question. All right. This is fun information. You secure a job within the next 4 weeks during your waiting period.
Cool. Okay. Not this question's already been asked.
Wait a minute. So does that mean like before funds become available? Recently, I've been asking how long do we have to wait between between the time that you get the 1%, because I like to dream about it. So 1% and full funding. 90 days.
90 days. Okay. There's somebody in here with a some Project 88. I don't have your name. Jen can't get connected without your name. So come back, give me your name. Debbie wants to know, can you tell me, please, if we can get the money soon to get a truck to go to the doctors and work on the farm? Please. That is Debbie.
In the next 2.5 to 3 weeks, something comes through and you're able to secure getting a truck. It's an old one. Okay, it's not something brand new, but like really soon here, you just pick something up.
Ior says Delta 8 affects the body, Delta 9 affects the brain. Tim Barfield, Jen, thank you for your guidance. Could you please ask if I will have a meaningful relationship with my daughter, Alicia? That's Tim.
Someday soon, I feel like there is love there between you. There's just miscommunications. And sometime within the next 4 months or in 4 months, that wall is going to start breaking down and you'll have more communication.
Okay. Do you see anything significant happening this Memorial Day weekend? Well, the Indy 500, but and the FA Cup final with Manchester City and Manchester United. But beyond that, anything, Jen?
Anything significant?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's awfully vague.
I assume for the RV is what they mean, but
it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We received some kind of word Friday.
JK McLennan, do you see me reconnecting with my grandson Liam sometime in the future? I don't have a first name. I just have that JK McLennan thing.
Could be a while.
Rosalie wants to know, will I buy the house to my left from where I live standing in the front? Okay, so the house on her left.
So what's her name so I can go to the front?
Rosalie.
And it's to the left?
Yeah. Will she buy that house?
No.
Okay. Rex wants to know, Jen, do you see me getting back on track with work again? I'm 6 hours late every day and in huge financial pinch. Will I get
6 hours late?
Yeah, I don't know what that means because I don't know what he does. But will I get relief soon or will I get screwed? And my guides, I feel like they're not with me. This is Rex.
He's 6 hours late to work every day.
I don't know what that, Jen, I don't know what he means by that.
Okay, then go on to the next question. First of all, if that is true, don't be late anymore. Okay. That's pretty late.
And then Tim Barfield says, thank you. That's the best news he's heard in years.
Good.
So that's good news. Let's slide back up to the questions. We're getting over to YouTube now. People exchanging addresses. If Mike ever started the show on time, the RV would start. Well, we'll test that. I do start on time. Lots of not too many questions. Wow, no questions. Praying for a successful surgery with a speedy recovery for Christine. Of course, we all are. Thank you. Ruben Darren, Mustuthami, Mike and Jennifer, ask the Angels, who is the next U.S. VP and Secretary of Defense in 2025 if it would be revealed? Stay positive. God is with us. I don't know. Who's going to be the next vice president? Any thoughts on that?
A lot of choices to lead up to that conclusion. So I'll try.
Yeah, too many choices still.
I want to get the whole everybody voting on something. Well, it's undetermined right now by the people, by Trump.
I suggest Mike Barrett. Jen, will Canada RV go before the USA?
Well, what we're looking for is international. Then what you have is a revalue. The USA, I think, and Canada go last after everybody else to go to gold last, and then you have your in-country RV. So that's how that looks.
Lisa Wester wants to know, Jen, will I be reunited with my dogs Pepper and Diesel anytime soon? Or if I will hear from my son Chesley, who has my dogs?
He doesn't want to give them back. So, no. Not soon. You're going to have to really work on that one.
You can still buy dong at Banknote. Well, who would the dogs rather be with, Chesley or Lisa?
This is a really emotional question, so I don't really want to get into that. But something we should probably talk about in private.
Yeah, it's something you should ask because you never know. I mean, I found out a kitty that I thought was my ex-wife's didn't want to be with her. She wanted to be with me, so I took her to LA. That was yeah, I'm on Forbidden Frontiers with Nerdrotic, Gary Nerdrotic, on Sunday evening after the Indy 500. I will be on. It will be fun. So,
okay, I got to get going. Rick
Uh,
Norman had a good question just a little while ago about animals.
Is it down there somewhere? Jen, do pets really see things that we humans cannot see?
Absolutely. Just how dogs can hear spectrums that we can't hear, or frequencies that we can't hear. Same thing. I don't know if they see it solid, but they see something. And I have observed that time and time again.
Tracy Doss wants to know, will my husband Stanford's visit go well with his sister and dad?
Pleasant. Yes.
Suzanne Black, do you see me getting the house in Carmel Valley?
Yes. I see you approved to get the house in Carmel Valley.
Lone Wolf One, we really need your first name. I don't know if she can connect on this one. Do you see me moving from renting to purchasing a log cabin? I've always wanted to own one.
A picture. Okay, we'll just ask. It may be several years before that comes to fruition, just, finding it, building it, all that. But I do see you. And we really didn't go with the logs. I mean, it's kind of got a log, some log exterior on there, but it looks more of kind of like a country home. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff Price. Hi, Jeff. Hi, all. Jen, my uncle Ricky Jordan passed May 6th, only 61. What happened? Did he lock the door on me when I went to go back inside the funeral after going outside? It took a key to unlock it.
No, that's just an unfortunate situation with the door there. Uncle Ricky. Michael. So what he's saying is it's almost like strangulation, something, he couldn't breathe. So something happened here where he felt like he was being strangled. I'm hoping it wasn't strangulation by someone, but
yeah, that would be awful. Kathleen Abella Perez going to look at a home today. Will this be the one?
You might pass on this one. I think it might be too much work or something's just not right. You're going to look at a couple more before you make a decision.
Okay. View
All right, I got 3 minutes. I got to get to the earphones and everything, so I got to go.
All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for being here. Jen and I will not be back on Monday. She's taking the day off. It's Memorial Day. We'll see you in a week on Wednesday. And I suppose I'm going to be on Whisking Wisdom tonight and Forbidden Frontiers